Okay, welcome to our first ICT Integration Workshop 1. We are going to be working on learning platforms. Now, this is one we're going to start off with just to get you into the idea of where education is going and what is available. Now, TPAC I've already gone through in the previous video. It's basically the technological, pedagogical and content knowledge and where we sit with that. And that's the basis for the whole of the actual standards. I'm going to go over what is a learning platform, some examples, and then we're going to give you some training on Edmodo, which was one of the largest learning portals that we use in the world. There's about 32 million people use it. It's free, it's gaining more and more traction as people go through it. Now, TPAC I've gone through previously, as we said. The good thing about a learning platform is it's kind of getting you in the middle of this section here. Right, you've got your content knowledge, which you can share on a learning platform. You've got your pedagogical knowledge, which is the way you're using a learning platform to teach. And you've got your technical knowledge, which is utilizing software, equipment, and everything else that can be embedded within the learning platform. So a learning platform there's many different versions of what is called a learning platform. Originally it was a content management system. Now this may be a shared drive or an intranet or Google Drive, Microsoft SkyDrive or whatever. And it's based, that is just a place to keep all of your material. A learning management system is something a bit more like LAMS, which you'll be working on. So, or Moodle is another example. Best example is, of course, the MyUni Blackboard. So the MyUni is a learning management system. It tracks the progress of students very simply, and it gives you your course material. However, it's not really a collaborative space. It's more of just making sure that it's tracking how you're going along the way. A learning portal is a place where you're going to access all your material. It's also a collaborative space. It can potentially track your progress, but generally it's a place where you go to do your work. So some examples of this is Edmodo, which we'll go through. Facebook can be used as a learning platform, as a learning portal. And examples of learning platform is Seqta, the RM learning platform, which has 4.5 million people around the world use it. We used it at Pulteney. However, we've moved on back to Edmodo now, as we're finding a more interesting space for students to use. There is some other examples like 24x7 learning, which is out of India, and I'll give you a link to that in this video as well. Now, LAMS is very simply a way of controlling where your students are going, and it can be asynchronous or synchronous learning. So you've seen my overview of this. So in this case, students will come in, they've got a notice board of information, there might be some questions and answers, you share a resource, you put them in groups and get them to chat together. Now I can control that within a class and see where students are going. So it's using technology to track the progress of students. And you can see in here that from the student's point of view, they're working through to try and get these things ticked off. TAFE use this quite a lot, well not LAMS, but other portfolios or programs. And it means that they can track the progress of students. Last year, our LAMS course was tracking obviously 250 students or 220 students, and I was able to know exactly where every student was up to, how long they'd spent on it, and so on. We'll be able to do this again this year. Edmodo is, this is an old shop, but that's fine. Edmodo is, a lot of students say, it looks like Try Hard Facebook or Kiddie Facebook. Good thing is about Edmodo is a student can post, or student or teacher can post to the wall and only to the wall. They can also post to the teacher, but students cannot post to each other. This means that you can track everything that's said, so if anyone's bullying anyone else, it's going to the wall. The good thing about using Edmodo for cyber training is that if students make an error, you can correct their behaviour. Right? So they're learning how to be better cyber citizens. Facebook, there are examples of Facebook being used as a teaching aid. For example, Teachers of Adelaide is a Facebook page that was set up by Jamie Hibbert, and there's now about 1,400 people are on it. Can I suggest you join it, whether you're a student teacher or a teacher, and you can read what other teachers are doing. There's also the Drama Teachers of Adelaide, the History Teachers of Adelaide, and so on. These are great collaborative spaces for teachers to get together and talk. There is also a Facebook page for the Student Teachers of Adelaide Uni. Can I suggest you join that? Because that way it's a place where all of you can talk separately away from university. An example of Facebook being used in class, a couple of years ago we had the swine flu epidemic, and the psychology teacher at Eynesbury had all of her students on Facebook. Now she was able, even though the school was closed for a week, the teacher did not even miss a beat because she was still able to put up all the material on Facebook. She was still able to access all their comments, and she would post something to propose the start of the lesson. The students can then give feedback, answer questions, communicate, and so they never missed any lessons. Seqta is an example of a teacher timetable. So in this case, this looks a lot like my timetable. So here I've got Monday, period 1, studies are starting. Obviously it's not my timetable because I don't teach these subjects. Now in here I can click on this and it'll bring up the students' absentees, so I can mark my roll. I can also see if there's any special needs students. I can see how they're going. I can add marks, and also if I click in here, it will give me, it opens out and tells me all the stuff I've got planned for this lesson. The other good thing about this is, say something comes up and all of a sudden we have an assembly in English here. I can grab this thing, this lesson, drag it down to the next lesson, so I move the lesson off, and all my subsequent lessons will be moved along. So it's a good way of being able to control what's going on in my everyday life. RM Learning Platform originally came out of England or the UK, and it's similar to Moodle, where I have all my subjects links down here, links to other places, my feeds, and students' work and assessments. It's a bit clunky. It's built in SharePoint 2007, so it needs to get up and running again soon to make it better. These learning platforms, I have to say, are being outdated as newer platforms are coming in that interact with students a lot better. Right, so Edmodo training, how to set up an account. So I'm going to switch across to Edmodo. So if you look up Edmodo on just on Google, you'll come to this place. For the first time you set up, you go, I am a teacher. All right, click in here, put in your details. That's not my email, whatever password I want, and I agree to the terms and conditions, and then I click sign up. So this is Edmodo, and when I log in, I've got my details up here. I've got all my different classes down here, and you can see I've selected A Student Teachers 2014. What I would like you to do when you very first get in is add to your group. So you click here, and I click create. Now this is where I'm going to create a class. So my class might be science, my science class, science 9AJJ. I then select my grade of where it is, so it's year 9, my subject area, science, and then it normally comes with a sub-subject where I'm just doing basic science. If you're doing SOS or English or whatever, and I would go create. And this is just information for Edmodo now. And what it's done is it's come up with this link here. Right? So this is the code that I would give the students now. When they go to, you click on this link, they would be able to join my class. All right, now I don't want to keep this one, so I'm going to delete the group. Right, for student teachers, 2014, this is your code here. So JW7RWF. Right, and so to join a group, you need to click on groups. You can click join, and all you do is you put in that whatever the code was, JW7RWF, and then click join. All right, and that will put you in this group. So we're all in this group together. I've already posted in here a question which I want you to do. How excited are you? And you can click on this post, this poll. I've also got group post in here, which is just saying, what do you think? Now, if I want to post something to you all, I'll say, welcome to Student Teachers 2014. I then select the group that I'm going to send it to, which is student, and it immediately comes up, Student Teachers 2014. I can attach a file, a link, or just when this is going to be sent, and I click send. You can see immediately it comes up here. Then other people can click reply. So down here where it says this is really good, save time, whatever, you can reply or share or whatever. If I wanted to put in a YouTube clip, now sharing YouTube clips is not always an easy thing to do. Alright, so say I go to this YouTube clip for something I've made previously, I don't even need to wait for it to download.
Everything you do this year is going to be...
I'm just going to grab the address from the top. and I'm going to click this link button and paste. All right. When you go to the title of the page, click on here and it automatically brings it up for you, and I go attach. Okay. Link to other video. Send it to student teachers, send. You've now shared that YouTube clip with everyone in the class, and if the students want to watch it, they click on there and it comes up with a video. So it's a really quick and easy way of sharing subject with the students. If I want to share a file with everybody, I'm going to go to ICT Elaborations Labs. Okay. All right, I want to share this with you. Click on here. You'll see it load up. ICT Elaborations document. This is a good document for you to download. Click send, and there it is there. So now everyone can access this file. Assignments, quizzes, whatever, have a go with yourself. I'm not going to go into those in any more detail. The other good thing over here is your members. When you have your students in your class, the membership will come up here, and you can also look over here and change their password. So that's a good way of working out how to their passwords, or fixing their passwords if they can't get on, but generally everything runs fairly smoothly. The other thing you'll probably want to do is go into account and settings, and down here you can see this is my email address, and that will allow me to send email text updates. So if I go in here, you may wish to turn these off. That is because otherwise you're going to get bombarded by emails every time someone posts to Edmodo. So turn off some of these things, in fact all of them if you really want, because you're only going to be practicing it. Now, from the student's point of view, if you want a student to join, I'm just going to click here. You go into your class, the students, the first thing they have to do is type in JW7RWF, okay, and go through and put in all their details. They'll immediately be added to your class, but they'll be classed as a student. You can also give parents the codes. So if you give a parent, get a parent to sign in, they can track the progress of their students when the assignments are set. Okay. So that is Edmodo. Give that a go. Good practice. Once you've finished doing that, what I'm going to get you to do is go into LAMS, and you're going to be discussing how you use Edmodo in your classroom. So in other words, can you suggest an idea how the use of Edmodo could be beneficial in your classroom? Right? Yeah, you can use it for homework, and you're going to use it for posting videos. Are you going to use it to adding teaching material? Right? Now, the other thing I'm going to get you to do is do some benchmarking. Now, rather than do your ATSL standards this week, the first one I'm going to get you to do is to read the ones that have already been posted and tell me what kind of mark you see. So you'll see something like this, benchmarking it to ATSL standards. If I read this one, so standard 1.1, physical, social, and intellectual development of characteristics. The 3 stars is the person talking, have they mentioned the ATSL standards and explained it? Have they posted an idea for a piece of technology, and do they have pedagogical justification? The bonus ones are they giving a specific example of ICT tool or specific examples of pedagogical utilization of this tool? So in this case, I can look here and yes, they're talking about ATSL standards, yes, they're talking about learning platforms, and yes, they talk so the technology, and here's how they'd use it potentially in a classroom. However, they've gone on to say specific examples such as Edmodo and why Edmodo is so good. And here they're giving a specific example of a pedagogical tool. Therefore, I'd say they've mentioned all 3, but they've also given me specific example for a tool and specific pedagogy. So I would click a 5-star for that. All right. I then go on and I'll do the same thing with the next one. There are 6 questions for you to work out. At the end of it, it will tell you what star rating these ones are. So this is a way of you benchmarking your own marking strategies to determine whether or not you are marking at the right standards for what we're expecting. The marking that you're doing will be moderated, so you will be able to see exactly where whether or not you're marking the right strategy. Now, this lesson, so we've actually gone over standard 3, so how you can plan and implement effective teaching and learning using tools. So you could use Edmodo to plan it, or a learning platform. Create safe and maintain a safe learning environment. So with a learning platform, you can do all these things, and assess and provide feedback through the learning platform. All right, that's it for today. Good luck with your LAMS course, and I will see you by next week.